Like, this young lady has transcended this damn league to heights they never thought they was going to get to. And for the way they're treating her, it's despicable and it's disgusting at times, bro.
Like, if you're watching these WNBA games religiously at this point, the most common thread through every game is, God, this officiating it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, what happened there last night? Because I saw all the clips of Caitlin and the ref.
Caitlin Clark suspended after a heated confrontation with a referee that has the whole sports world buzzing. The WNBA may have just made a critical mistake. The league's biggest star, their biggest draw, their ticket to record-breaking ratings, and now they're threatening to punish her.
You know you have a serious problem when ESPN is willing to criticize their prize turd. Not only that, ESPN was willing to criticize the lack of officiating against Caitlin Clark.
July 15th, TD Garden, Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun. What looked like a routine game turned into a flashpoint moment that's now shaking the WNBA to its core. Cameras catch Caitlin Clark, visibly upset, yelling at referee Michael Price after what was supposed to be a cordial exchange. Her body language changed. Her composure cracked. She had to be physically restrained. Why? Because apparently, that referee crossed the line. And nobody wants to talk about that.
Then ultimately get to this point in the third quarter where Caitlin Clark is talking with one of the officials, and suddenly he had to have said something.
No doubt.
Because it escalates to this point.
And that was Breon January, who is played 9 years in Indiana and now on the staff. And that's a live shot now of Caitlin Clark.
Yells, "That's rude. Grow up. Come here. Come." It's the finger from come here to an official is wild to watch a player do.
No doubt.
But she's so fed up at this point.
And let's not forget, this is Caitlin Clark we're talking about. The reason thousands are showing up. The reason millions are watching. The reason WNBA headlines are finally cracking into mainstream sports talk. You'd think the league would protect that investment. Instead, they've left her out to dry, physically and now publicly. She's been shoved to the ground, hit with elbows, blindsided on screens, and all she's gotten in return is a target on her back. And now that she finally shows some fire, some backbone, now they want to slap her with a fine? Where was that energy when she was getting mugged on drives? When players were talking trash after every missed shot? When rookie hazing turned into nightly abuse? Silent then. Loud now. It's not just frustrating, it's insulting. Because the truth is, this league has been riding the Caitlin Clark wave all season. Selling out arenas, boosting TV ratings, launching media narratives. But when the moment comes to stand by her, they vanish.
There are multiple moments in this game that were so egregiously called, or there was no calls by the referees, and it's getting out of control at this point. And even Caitlin Clark's brother tweeted, "This one is on the refereeing." Like, there are people in Caitlin Clark's family who are starting to call out the referees because of how bad they have been. Now,
this isn't just about one play or one comment. This is about every shove that went uncalled, every cheap shot that got ignored. Every moment Caitlin Clark was told to toughen up, while the league cashed in on her name. She's not just a rookie, she's a brand, a phenomenon. She's the reason thousands of new fans are tuning in. And yet, she's being treated like a punching bag, literally and figuratively. And now, the WNBA wants to investigate her for defending herself, for demanding respect. It's beyond tone deaf, it's insulting. You can't sell someone as the face of your league and then leave them alone when the hits come. That's exploitation. And fans see it for what it is. On Twitter, on TikTok, in post-game pressers, the message is growing louder. Protect Caitlin Clark. Not because she's fragile, but because she's human. Because no athlete, no matter how famous, should have to absorb abuse for the sake of entertainment.
I have one more play, and this was probably the worst one of them all. This is Aaliyah Boston and Tina Charles, and they are battling in the post. And then you can see Tina Charles just kind of swims around and then throws Aaliyah Boston to the ground, like punches down on her. And she's on the ground, and that was not called a flagrant one. That was called literally a common foul, you guys.
Caitlin Clark visibly upset with the referee, screaming on the referee, but gets no technical foul.
This is Clark's home turf, Indianapolis, the city where she's selling out arenas, moving merchandise, carrying an expansion-level team on her back, and the same city where the league has her face on every billboard, banner, and bus. But now, they're actually considering suspending her before the very weekend built around her star power. That's not just ironic, that's outrageous. That's the league sabotaging its own momentum, turning on the very player who brought millions of new eyes to the game. And let's be honest, this goes way beyond Clark. This is about a broken culture. The officiating in the WNBA this season has been horrendous. Blown whistles, ignored fouls, dangerous plays, all swept under the rug. Players have spoken up. Coaches have been fined for telling the truth. And now the one person with enough spotlight to spark real change, Caitlin Clark, is getting targeted for saying what everyone else has been too afraid to. It's not just unjust, it's systemic failure. And if the league keeps ignoring it, they're not just risking Caitlin Clark's support, they're risking the trust of an entire generation of fans.
How many times do we have to do this? How many times do we have to have the same conversation about the egregious officiating in the WNBA? This should be simple. You have got to protect your star players.
There's been so many things, so many players calling out the referees, so many players calling out the physicality, so many players getting injured this season, from superstars to players on the bench, from season-ending injuries to rib injuries to concussions. There have been just so many things, and it doesn't get better.
Caitlin Clark didn't explode because of one play. That moment, the phone gesture, the words to the ref, wasn't some random outburst. It was the boiling point, the final crack after months of pressure. She's been poked, shoved, elbowed, and decked. And what did she get in return? A whistle? Rarely. Respect? Almost never. The refs let it slide. The league looked away. And the message was clear. Toughen up. You're the rookie. Take it. But Clark's not just any rookie. She's the face of the league's future, and she's been targeted since her first tip-off. Not just by defenders, but by critics, by media voices, even by those within the game who resent the spotlight she commands. And when she finally stands up, draws a line, says, "That's enough." Suddenly she's the problem? That's not misconduct. That's a young woman defending herself in a system that's failed to protect her. And if the WNBA can't see the difference, then the problem isn't Clark. It's the culture they've allowed to fester.
And as soon as the ref says that, he's walking away, and she loses it. She's absolutely losing it.
Caitlin Clark had an interaction with the referee, and we still don't know what this referee actually said.
If the ref said something crazy to Caitlin, and then Caitlin got teed up, immediately, he's probably like, immediately it's going to be rescinded. She says, "I'll be calling, presumably the league, to report whatever was said."
But look at this, ready? We have a coach pulling her back to the huddle. Instead of being the instead of actually talking to her, "Hey, Caitlin, I got this," put her to the huddle and step in for her and talk. No, this coach is just more concerned about playing along, playing politics. Let me just pull her back to the huddle. This game has been going, how this game has been officiated, and then this referee doesn't call a technical foul on Caitlin Clark. And that makes me believe that whatever he said was clearly out of bounds, clearly uncalled for, and a big fat no-no.
Depending on what the ref said, I think she has every right to lose it at a ref this year. I think she has absolutely every right to lose it at least one ref this year.
Fans show up for Caitlin Clark every single night. They pack arenas hours before tip-off. They wait in lines just to catch a glimpse of her warming up. They shatter viewership records, not for blowouts or buzzer beaters, but because Caitlin Clark is playing. They're not here to watch her get shoved to the floor or yanked down mid-drive without a whistle. They're here for greatness, for jaw-dropping passes, logo threes, and fierce competition. But what they're getting is a league that seems more willing to discipline its stars than defend them. Fans are angry. Not because Clark is emotional, but because she's human. Because when she's fouled hard and says enough, she's not met with fairness. She's met with investigation. This isn't just about a rookie moment, it's about respect. Respect for the game, respect for the player, and respect for the millions of people, young girls especially, who tune in because Caitlin Clark gives them someone to believe in. The league can't afford to get this wrong, because protecting Clark doesn't just protect one player, it protects the future.